0010100111011101110111011101110111011. That's my droid song. I did it. All right, I'm ready. Good morning, good afternoon. I forgot my intro. Hang on. I forgot how it goes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everyone. Hello. Boy, oh boy, I'm not. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Atomic Mass Transmission. My droid song messed with my brain. I frazzled out. I was thinking all in zeros and ones. Welcome to Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. Today we're going to be painting up a Droideka, or Droideka. I can't remember how they're pronounced. I like it either way. I think you can just do either way. They're made up words, but all words are made up. I have no plan for this. So I'm going to just start painting the little metal bits. And then I'm going to take suggestions from you, the community. And you can tell me whatever colors you want. We can do dark brass. We can do, polished blue metal. I got some synthwave colors over here. I'm willing to use them. I will totally synthwave this little fella up. We can Starry Night him to go with the spider droid we painted over Main Extravaganza. If you missed Main Extravaganza, you should go back and check out those videos. They're full of all kinds of useful information. So we can do whatever we want. So I'm going to turn on the lamp. Summer can, on. We can kick it over to the mini cam and we can just start and throw out your ideas, suggestions, and nonsense. Nonsense in a very positive manner. It's like I was telling Nick on the way over here. I was like, oh my God, I love it. It's so dumb. And Nick is like, oh, dumb. And I'm like, no. When I say something is I love it, it's dumb. It's because it's so goofy. And I love it even more. Can the whole chat? Yeah, everybody can just 0-1 it up. 001011011011101. CIS dark blue would be cool color. Sabine Wren paint job. I like that. Miami Vice Deca. He was a droid living alone on the outskirts of Miami when his partner went missing. Now only he has the power and the heart to defeat those who took out his partner. Enter Miami Deca. 001001011001100110011001100. Too far. The boat? What boat? Yeah, the boat. The boat. Things are coming. Don't worry. Things are happening. You're getting everything soon. I don't know if this should be metal, but I'm just gonna. Let's be honest. Everything should be metal. You know what I'm saying, chat. Beskar Droideka. Okay, I kind of like the Beskar Droideka. Also it's kind of terrifying. Imagine a Droideka. First off, they got shields. And then they're going to be Beskar armored as well. We can do Beskar. I kind of like this. I think Beskar is winning. Chat, can you outvote Beskar? Where's my C-3PO? He's on the boat. I went with a Droideka. I love these designs. He's got a little snoodle. That's what I like to call a noodly snout. That's a snoodle. Kind of like size snoodles. Obviously, I'm in a super good mood today. Summer, are you in a super good mood today?
I am in a fabulous mood, actually.
I don't know if you can hear Summer. Summer says she is in a fabulous mood. It's going to be fabulous here in a minute. Do these minis have an option for the clear shield effect? These do not. Maybe someday I'll get around to design an upgrade box or something. Who knows? Battle Force news. I got to put my phone up here. Don't get my phone on camera, Summer. Is that safe spot?
That's a great spot.
That's a great spot. What?
They'll cover your droid there, sir.
I'm not going to cover. Oh, that was my noggin. I apologize. I'm looking at the notes I got. I was given some notes. So I'm going to let Summer dictate when I can say one of the notes I got.
Do I need to come find out what those notes are?
Or you can just set a rule like we need 20 shares or, X number of viewers, and then I'll give a note. Should we give out community challenges? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Might be a little too mean. I'm just mixing up some paint.
Let's ask a question, and when they get it right.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have a question. So we're going to use a little blue. We're going to go, I really like this idea of Beskar. Beskar Droideka. We could go the other way. Steel Droideka. Can the new battle force run more supports? Maybe some stab spam, maybe like Invasion of Naboo. You do need droid proppers. All right, I'm going to give out one. And then we can determine how we do the rest. All right. You can take additional B1 units, and a command card lets you pass around aim tokens. Dun dun dun. I do like additional B1 units. Because, I want to see, a ton of B1s on the battlefield. Because there's just a horde of little goofy robots. Just Rogering. Oh no, a Jedi. So they're just so fun. Give me all the B1s. It's all the B1s. You can take some additional B1s in the Battle Force, which I think is super cool. It's very thematic, and I think that's always been kind of the goal. It's kind of just really try to embrace the theme of what factions are and lean into it real heavily, right? I know personally I'm not a fan of parody. I like when all factions are different and unique, and some factions have the options that other factions do not. I think that creates for me, that creates a more interesting game. So just leaning into those identities and expressing them fully, I think is super cool. We're just adding a little blue metal. It's probably really, really subtle. I apologize for that. I have 10 B1s ready to go. I just got promoted. All right, we can get 3 more B1 quotes in chat that have not been said already. We'll do another spoiler. As I paint an incredibly subtle blue shade across this steel armor of a Beskar Droideka. I wish Josh was in chat. I'd be like, I need a TV show, a late night, early 90s television series that's a Droideka that does Gunkata. That would be amazing. Everybody went crazy with the quotes. I love it. I am all about, like, as soon as I start any Star Wars game, I'm immediately just immediately. Duel of Fates might be the greatest scene, and just the subtext and repercussions of that scene are just amazing to me. I absolutely love everything that's happening in the like, not necessarily what you see on the screen, but like what that fight means. And I think it's just super awesome. I just love it. So we're hitting a little bit heavier on the blue. Congratulations, you are being rescued. That's not a B1. That's a different rubric. I need those sweet B1 quotes. I hate this job. I want to meet somebody that can make the B1 yell, that like squeaking. Ah! Watts says crash tank into thick trees. Yep. Just an endless collection of joy. B1s absolutely bring me. Still building in just a little bit more blue, just ever so subtle. Definitely something I've never been accused of. Ever so subtle. Or as my first boss liked to say when I was in my teens, in regards to Dallas, when you're a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. All right, I like that a little bit. Blue. Just a little shimmy blue in there. Yeah, the Clone Wars like absolutely just brought so much personality into the B1s and the clones. And then it was amazing. My partner watched Clone Wars before seeing episodes 1, 2, and 3. So boy, oh boy, Order 66 was a new experience there. So let's add a little black. And do we have any brown? A little brown there. Black, brown, maybe a touch of this red. I don't know where that red's from, but that's going to add a little purpleness to it. We're going to darken that up. A little water. Okay. Dow, so you judge painting. Any tips for bring Legion squads up to something like worthy level? When you're doing a squad for a painting competition, I definitely always recommend you're kind of biting off a big project. And I absolutely love seeing squads in in painting competitions. because the level of dedication it takes to fully bring a squad number of miniatures to that level takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and it pays off when it's done right. So for me, it's all about making sure you bring that squad up as far as you can in terms of the level, the paint level, and artistry, because it's just going to become more dramatic and have that much more impact. Also with squads, I think you can also get more impact by telling a story. You have more characters, so therefore you have more players. And so you can really sell a full story. That doesn't mean you have to do a diorama by any means. But I think the possibility for a story just becomes much higher, and you can take advantage of that to set yourself apart from the other entries. I hope that made sense. Judging a paint competition it's tricky, and it's a lot of fun and very rewarding. And there's a lot of subjective elements to it. So you're kind of looking for what. Me, I always did what I call play to the judge. Like, if you know what the judge likes, lean into that a little bit. I'm not saying you have to remove your personality or style from the painting, but you can incorporate what their judges are looking for and increase the overall drama and effect through that. Hopefully that was helpful. What did you miss? You missed all the teases. Is there enough light on this? Should we lighten this up? I think we need to lighten this up a little bit. You got it? You got to jump in at 1 o'clock. You never know. We're here to hang out and paint and just, generally goof off. But this also provides us an opportunity to talk about stuff and give feedback to that information as well,
How do you like that, sir?
Oh, yeah. Look at that guy. Thank you.
Of course.
Helpful as usual. It provides us a chance to kind of go a little deeper, and answer some of your direct questions. So, as an outsider, I always found this format super useful for me. So hopefully you find it super useful for you. No, we don't have a game for the bases yet. There is no information about a Legion painting competition at this time. If that changes, you'll be the first to know. We will make an announcement. So I did a steel color, and then I did a blue kind of blend to kind of just add a little bit of that atmospheric blue to everything. Oh, I absolutely love, I love Book of Boba. Enjoyed that show a lot. A riotous good time was had. These little blasters, let's put a little wash on those. We're going to make them glowy too. I'm going to try to get through this. You know what? I need to speed up. We're going to try to kick this pig. What we got here? Do we have a timeline for Empire to feel some love? We talked about Empire last week on stream. Was it Empire? Didn't Chick paint Empire? I feel like he did.
I can't remember that far back, Alice.
I mean, I barely remember what I was doing, an hour ago, because I was doing a lot. No spoilers, not joke spoilers either. We don't want anything to get misconstrued. Just add a little water. Create a simple wash for these beautiful blasters. Little internal bits.
Wildstar reminded us that Chick did Tauntaun Riders last week.
He did Tauntaun Riders. Oh, I did Empire. The first week I did Empire. I was painting 2 ATSTs. What if I told you for CIS, because, spoiler alert, that's what I'm painting if you're not paying attention. Typically what we're painting kind of is indicative of what we're talking about. We're going to get that thrash metal ready. We're going to get some bright off-white painting. Yeah, I talked about Blizzard Force and Echo-based defenders. I did the ATST the first week. Now I got CS. What if I told you that there was a different force organization chart? And do you want to take a guess what it does? Do we know if his little snoodle is that light up? I can't remember. I don't have reference in front of me. So what does that organization chart do, the new optional organizational chart do? And does a Droideka snoodle light up? These are the questions of my day. These are the kind of days I have. Getting there with my finger, clean that up. Is there anything else we can make light up that would look good? No. Well, I already said more B1s are coming. You can take more B1s, but the 3 snoodles do in the face. Okay, got it. But what if I told you there was a force organization chart that required an AAT to be taken? Dun, dun, dun. They gasp audibly. I'm going to let that sink in a minute while I paint this off-white color on all the parts I want to glow. If you got any questions about painting, by all means, please ask. Hey, Dallas, why are you painting that off-white? Chick thinks I should teach a class on how to paint glows, which I've done a couple times if you go back to the mini extravaganza streams. Because my glows are super poppy. Just kind of the way I paint, I guess. You still in a class on bases? And I'm yelling it. I did a class on bases on Main Extravaganza. What's the maximum number of B1 units I can take? I don't have that information at this time. That information is not past magenta clearance. Oh, I got the hiccups. I got the hiccups. So we're going to add a little more browns and reds. And we're just going to spot this in here and there. All this is doing is creating some visual interest. Since it's all silvers, I just want a little color. Since the metal is reflective, it's going to pick up a bunch of lights from all over. So one good way to accentuate that is to kind of throw in a couple of different colors here and there. Just spotting that in here and there. Can you bring more than 3 decas though? I'm going to look over at the window. Can I get a thumbs up on more than 3 Droidecas? Yes or no? I got a shrug. I forgot who showed off the stippling dry brushing vehicles. That was a great skill to learn. I've done 2 AATs and LATs with that as somebody without an airbrush. Yeah, I believe that was a Chick stream. You can go back and check those out in the mini extravaganzas as well on YouTube. A lot of great videos there in our YouTube that you can go check out that cover a lot of different techniques, ideas, philosophies, approaches, and all those other wondrous words that you can apply to art. So you should go check those out. It's definitely about sharing information and helping everybody. My goal is always, I want everybody to be the best painter they want to be. That doesn't necessarily mean everybody should want to be the best painter in the world, but just the best painter you want to be. Maybe you want to be the best you can be at tabletop, and that's a perfectly wonderful goal. Maybe you want to be the best miniature painter in the world. That's a much loftier goal, much harder to achieve. But that's still your goal, and hopefully you can go find an atomic mass transmission that has the information you've been missing. We try to cover a lot of different stuff, so super important to us to, help everybody achieve. Oh, what is this? Trade Federation Invasion Force. Command Support 03. Core 48. I just said that out loud.
That was the point.
Yeah. Like, I didn't even understand the context at first. I just started reading. You just handed me a phone and I just read like with, like, just like, you know, Pavlovian response to, you know, something being put in front of me. I just read it. All right, I think we can start highlighting this little, the Beskar Droideka. You missed it. I totally want like a late 80s, early 90s, late night action adventure show that's a Droideka that does Gunkata. And he's trying to avenge his partner's demise. Tell me you wouldn't watch that. Schick has no words.
I'm in the booth. I'm not supposed to talk.
He's in the booth. Lol, that was information. That was totally information. Wasn't that new information? I'm dropping bombs. Let's highlight our Droideka. I'm gonna read something else. What is this? Where should I start?
It's the command card. Start at the top.
The command card. Unrelenting assault. What's that word? Oh, invasion force. 2 triangle units. Invasion force only. After a friendly trooper unit performs a ranged attack, if it spent 1 or more aim tokens, another friendly unit at range 1-2 may gain 1 aim token.
The unique 2-pip.
A unique 2-pip. So many tokens, 'cause you got the droids coming at you with that sweet 00101100110110. We're gonna just do like some little nicks and dings. Start building in some highlights across the miniature. I'll highlight across that area, across these zones. They're all trying to process that information now, Summer. They weren't ready. No one's ever ready when Dallas has. No one's ever ready when Dallas has game rule information. They're like, wait, what? I was led to believe this guy has no information. Line gets too thick, use that second brush, clean it up. Just push the paint right to that lip. It can be messy. Ain't gotta be perfect. Am I in trouble?
No,
Oh. I know you're coming
getting a better view.
to rabble rouse. Do like a little blend across there. Make sure that tapers. He's got his fun little noggin. There's always room for a binary solo. I totally agree. There is a unique force org chart that makes you take an AAT. Is there a window for release of battle forces? I don't have that information. I mean, there's definitely a window. I just don't have the information. There's always a goal. And then things happen sometimes. And, you know, you gotta adjust and juke and jive and weave, and things don't always work out the way you planned it, and you gotta adapt. Nothing is a straight line. That's one thing I've learned in life and just as a professional career. Just nothing's a straight line, except for those straight lines I just drew. These are little scratch marks. My favorite force, I mean, currently the only Legion force I have built is clones. So I'm partial to clones. I do, in my head, totally have plans for an Empire and CIS force. So, I mean, I'm working on some ATSTs. So someday I'll finish them. Today's not that day, unfortunately. Let's do some scratch marks. These ain't gotta be perfect. They're gonna be pretty rough and tumble. Just doing some little highlights here and there. Just making it pop. Oh, I'm in the pocket. Got thinking about that placement of that highlight, which means I'm overthinking, and I don't need to do that. Say what in an Aragorn voice? I missed what I said. What if I do it in a movie guy voice? I don't remember what the line was I said, though. I really don't. Today is not that day. In a world of droids, only one droid had the... Oh, I didn't come up with a line fast enough. I was going to say audacity, and I'm like, wait, that word doesn't work for what I was about to do. The audacity on that droid. So audacious. See, I'm just throwing like little highlights, little glints here and there. You can really have fun with this step. Doesn't gotta be perfect. Doesn't gotta be smart. Just have fun. Focus on like those top areas, and then throw in like a little, like I say, those little scritches all over the place. Just very, very lightly kiss it with the brush. Just a little swipe just to make it like a little triangle. Yeah, that droid's a loose cannon. That's it, Droideka. This is the last time You've not been following protocols for years now, and we can't have that. The Emperor's all over me for your actions. Roger, roger. He's the best guard, Droideka. Let's put a little. His eyes. What color is his glow be? I think red eyes, blue blasters, red blasters. What are we thinking? Roger, Roger and Me, a documentary on the post-industrial decline of Geonosis. Coming soon to the CW. I'm thinking red blasters. Red will help accentuate against that blue tone that we had in the metals. But sir, my blasters are connected to my arms. Can't turn them in. He was a droid with no name, free to roam the outer rim. So many songs run through my head that I can replace words with for the words we're using. But I don't like breaking IP laws, so, I keep them in my head. A little cleanup right there, just use my finger. A Fabergé egg Droideka. That's a great idea. It's like all purpley with some, what's the word I want to use? What's the little swirly design? Paisley? All right, what else does Droideka need? Oh, I do like buzz droids. Those are cool. So we did pretty good for an hour. I gotta let that dry. I think let's dingy him up. Let's put a little dirt on him. This droid, he's living on the outer rim. He's having an adventure. He's in search of redemption. And trying to avenge his fallen partner. So we need like a reddish brown. So you're just gonna have to look at the droid just kind of sitting there for a second while I look for a reddish brown over in the paints. Talk amongst yourselves. My freshly shaved noggin. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
The day before streams, that's my day to shave my noggin and clip my fingernails. Maybe touch a little tiny touch of blue. That might have been too far, but it'll be fine. Okay, so we got a little red brown. We're just gonna go to the underside of the miniature. And we're just gonna spurt some paint on there. Little blurts, little blops. That got a little too gray. I need to bring back some of that warmth. Use a second brush to clean it up. Let's focus on the legs and the joints, anywhere dust would collect. Second brush, clean it up. Doesn't gotta be perfect. You want it to kind of be rough. You want a lot of imperfections. You're just trying to put some color and grunge on him. Yeah, may I turn that to, there we go. Not really looking for rust. Just need a little dust. That's kind of a must. But you shouldn't be fussed. A little more red. Whoa. Did you see that big smudge? Whoops. Making a mess. That's what I do. A lot of grime and dust collecting on our Droideka. And this is all arbitrary. I'm just making this up where this is going. I'm just kind of making a decision, committing to it, sticking to it. You know, it might not be correct. Like, you know, if you were truly analyze my paint job, you might be like, well, that really wouldn't be there, but that's okay. That highlight might not really be there. That's okay. We're just having fun and painting him up. Doesn't gotta be right. It's gotta be cool. The rule of cool applies to everything. Oh, thanks, Streaker911. I'm here because I want to be, not to just chase spoilers. Thanks. Blackburn, I did some Battle Force info. This also gives you an opportunity to ask a little more about stuff. You can ask about all your favorite games. When, you know, all your favorite Star Wars games. I'm here to talk about them. You know, painting and hanging out together. That's kind of the road we travel to forge the friendships and communities that we build. You know, was a lot of fun to just hang out and talk about stuff, and you can ask some questions, and hopefully I got answers. Give you a little more insight to stuff. A lot of just positive hanging out and painting and just having a good time together for the mutual love of hobby games. Whoa, that lid is not on there. %90 of hobby games is sitting at the paint table. So I'm gonna mix this up. Add a little white. We're gonna make the eyes pop. A little extra water in my brush. Gotta get rid of that. Killer Raptor, is there any news on the 1-pip or 3-pip command cards? I do not have information. Hey, let me look at my cheat sheet. Oh, I'm trying to finish this droid, and now my phone's asking for a code. I do not have more information about the 1 or 3 pips. I will say that the force is very much themed around the invasion force that you see on Naboo. So that's pretty cool. The scene is always pretty fun when all those droids come out of the tanks, and it just has that like terrifying robot feel. Okay, I made it a little bit lighter color, and I'm just gonna gently touch the raised portions of those blasters. This is kind of reverse of what I normally do. Normally on these kind of things, I paint the recess areas super light. I want to try something different, so we're going to do the raised areas super light. Just mix it up. Some nice contrast. A little more pop on that. Maybe add a little more of that white. Really bring up the intensity. Well, we definitely mentioned Ahsoka. Absolutely one of my favorite characters. I think pretty much everybody in the studio loves Ahsoka. Plumber definitely loves Ahsoka. Schick and Simone loves Ahsoka. Pagani and Marco and a little more white. Well, we don't actually have any info on releases. Like, there's no dates. So there's not really dates, and there's not really much to talk about, so we just can kind of talk about it here. Just have a little chat. A little hangout. It's kind of like hanging out in your local game store after a long night gaming. Hang out, chat about stuff, build that positive community coming together around the hobbies that we love. Let's keep bringing that white up and just making those eyes more intense. I mean, look at him. Helix Gaming Rating with a Party 54. How's it going? What is up? We're almost done here. We only got 5 minutes left. I do need to get back to the Waffle House someday. We talked about Battle Forces all through stream. There's no timeline, but they are being worked on and they are being put through the process. I need to find an ink while we talk about this because I need to do like a little quick ink wash while we're finishing up our stream here. I'm reaching across. There's some neon. Did I say? I said helixed. I threw the ED on there. Oh, hexiled. Hexeled. You ever do a video on basing for Train Like Hoth? Not specifically Hoth. Hexiled, I get it. He's an exiled hex. No, I got it now. Do you ever do a video on basing for Train Like Hoth? Not specifically Hoth, but we have done several basing videos. You can go to the YouTube playlist there under the during main extravaganzas. We did several. We have done several. That is not the right color. I need orange ink. I'm not finding orange ink. But we covered definitely several different types of approaches to basing. I personally am a huge fan of a beautifully based miniature. I come from a very old school miniature background, late 80s, just to not put not to put an age on me, you know what I mean? But where there was an old adage that said faces and bases, right? You focus on face, you focus on base, and you can make a really good looking miniature. So and clogged. Great, grand. Ink tints red. Wait, the H is silent? Oh, I do not understand English. I mean, you say you made a word up, but let's be honest, all words are made up. They're just very eloquent grunts. And eloquent is the most eloquent of grunts. So we're going to do a little orange ink. We're almost done. We've almost finished our Droideka, who is leading a life, apparently on the Outer Rim, trying to avenge his fallen partner. Should we expect to stream tomorrow? Currently, we are only doing streams on, that's a good, you know what, let's just do that. Remember, every Tuesday and Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can check us out here on Twitch for Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. We're currently not streaming on Thursdays, but hopefully we get back to that very, very soon with some wonderful game streams. Global pandemic has caused some hiccups here and there, and we're all just working our way through that, as many of you are as well. So thanks for being patient and positive and hanging out with us. So hopefully we'll get back to that Thursday stream very, very soon. I know I'm ready to get back and get some games in, as I'm sure many of my cohorts, compadres, and counterparts are as well. Yeah, snow is a very interesting thing. We could do a snow-based thing sometime. Put it on the list. I'm going to finish off one last wash on these underside of these eyes. A little orange and red mixed together. Maybe bring that around the side just a little bit to frame it. And I think we have a Beskar. That's a Beskar Droideka living on the outer rim in search of redemption. We should do a a snow basing tutorial. Maybe we do him on a snow base. Yeah? Yeah, we could do that. Oh, turn off the light. I'm sorry. And I'm on. Like I said, check us out every Tuesday and Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here at Twitch. You can check us out and for all the fun painting, hanging out, asking questions, finding out interesting information, and just good old positive, hanging out times. And also check us out on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest news, information, announcements. That's where you're going to hear stuff first. Like, we'll make sure we pop it up, and you can be sure to pop it over here, and you can say something over here and ask us questions about it. So check those out, and I think that's it. So until next week, we'll see you later, and go be the hero you want to be. Bye. And now we play the song at the end as it fades away from my face. Thanks for hanging out with a droid 0011000110110.